My apartment is haunted, but I'm too broke to leave. It wasn't the first time I had come home to a pool of freshly spilled blood. The fan was switched on, and the currents of wind blew ripples across the glistening red liquid. I sighed, shut my eyes for an instant, then stepped forward right onto the pool of blood. There was no splash, no sticky squish. I opened my eyes. The pool of blood was gone. I walked right to the kitchen and poured myself a cup of coffee. The pool of blood is pretty low on the list of horrific images I see in this apartment. I've seen severed limbs, a mutilated face with gaping, worm-infested eyes, a bunch of hair still attached to part of a scalp. I'm not exactly used to all these images, but I'm learning to cope. The first time I saw one, though, I got the worst one. The face with the worms in the eye sockets. I screamed, turned to run, slammed into a wall, fell back dazed, turned my head to see the same face staring right at me an inch away from my own, screamed again, and passed out. The doctor said I was hallucinating from stress, mood-dependent psychosis or something like that. I saw a psychiatrist, took a bunch of meds, then began to lie that I had stopped seeing the images. They were considering warding me or having me quit my job. In this day and age, quitting my job is not possible. Being warded, a hit on my already sad finances. I could move out, but finding a place with this rent price, at such a good location so that I can save on travel expenses? No way. I mean, it might sound crazy, but I prefer dealing with the images, which at the end of the day can't physically harm me, or so I hope, than starving to death on the streets. I just ignore them these days. I used to take photos of the images just to confirm they weren't really there, not in our plane of existence anyway. But now I just ignore them, walk right through them, and poof, they disappear. I'm thinking of hiring an exorcist, a priest, a monk, a witch, anyone who could possibly help. I've bought secondhand religious ornaments and decorated the house with them. Across here, a Buddha statue there, a Shiva painting at the door. The images still appear. I don't know if I can afford a proper exorcist/priest/monk/witch. The really good ones, based on reviews, are so expensive. And if I were to pay peanuts for a less legitimate one, I might as well save the peanuts for working towards being able to afford another place. They can get distracting. I'm just back from work and I'm here, typing away, trying to ignore the torn-off arm dangling by my shoulder, draped over the back of my chair. I know it's not there, and I should no longer be bothered by it after months of seeing it around, but fuck, it moved. The fingers twitched, fuck. I'm just gonna keep typing. Pretend I didn't see it. Something's on my left. Oh dear God. The face. But the eyes, the worm-clogged eyes, they're moving, staring, straight into the side of my face. Did it just speak? Leo, it said, I think. I'm going to call the police, very calmly. If you don't hear from me, if I don't post this, whoever sees this on my computer, please know something went wrong. That those things, they may not be as intangible as I thought. Well, here I am again. The police came, found me hysterically swatting away at invisible things on my shoulder, screaming my head off, collapsed on the ground, bawling. I have scratches all over my arms and legs. My face, too. I had apparently clawed myself bloody. I don't really remember what happened. The psych at the hospital said it's probably dissociation, a defense mechanism. My brain clicked into gear. I remember the name Leo, though, even without reading what I had written before. I remember dialing the police, telling them to come right away, giving them my address, then something yanking my hair back hard. I heard a creak from my neck before I fell back. Then nothing. I'm okay, though. Nothing seriously hurt. I'm warded, voluntarily, but they got me my laptop and other stuff I need. I'm a danger to myself. I attacked myself based on what the psych said. I'm under mild sedation, so I feel somewhat calmer at least. I did a bunch of research on Leo. I called my landlady. Her voice cracked when I asked her about that name. She said Leo was the boyfriend of her previous long-term tenant, Sasha. Sasha had moved away abruptly, just upped and left. The landlady never got to say goodbye or talk to Sasha. She just received a text from her about her departure. The tenant had forfeited her deposit. She was in that much of a hurry to leave. The landlady had spoken to Leo, the boyfriend, when he came by to pack Sasha's stuff. He had told the landlady that Sasha had to move for work. I asked her more about Leo. The landlady said, he seemed intense, nervous, rather twitchy. She didn't like his energy. We were silent on the call for a long moment before she spoke again. I always wondered if, well, what really happened to Sasha, my tenant. I nodded. It was exactly what I was thinking too. Then I realized she couldn't see me and spoke. Yes, leaving so abruptly, giving up on the deposit. Did you ever hear about her since? No, never. The landlady didn't know much about Leo either. Just saw him once when she was over to supervise the fixing of the kitchen plumbing, and when he came over to pack up Sasha's things. Well, Leo was surprisingly easy to find. I typed in his name and Sasha's, the location of our town, and boom, saw his account. It was private. I made a fake account with a really pretty girl as a profile picture and requested to follow him. He accepted my request soon enough. I wanted to deceive him, build rapport over social media, build a friendship/flirtatious thing for a while, then suss him out. But I was only going to be warded for 3 days, maybe 7 if I intentionally failed the evaluation at the end of the 3 days. But then I would miss more work and I could get fired. I had to figure out what was going on in that apartment before I had to go back. I could just move out, yes, but I would lose my deposit if I didn't finish my lease. I would also be homeless. I don't think I can afford to stay anywhere in the city with my pay. This apartment was rented to me at a crazily low price. For good reason, I realize, but still, I need my job. It's my first job in a long time, my first permanent job at least. The first one with any hint of a future and progression. But those grotesque things had graduated from mere images. They had come to life and hurt me. They could touch me physically. I had to do something about it. So I sent Leo a message. I didn't have time to waste. "What did you do to Sasha?" I sent before I could second-guess myself. "Who are you?" His reply didn't take long at all. He must have been online. "Tell me what you did to Sasha." I was blocked within the next minute. I pushed it too far. I kept searching, trying to figure out more. But there was little I could do from the ward. I was discharged when the 3 days were up. Once home, I braced myself to see the pool of blood, the severed limbs, the ghastly face. What I saw instead was a shadow. I saw it the minute I walked into the living room. Someone was hiding behind my couch. Their shadow spilled beyond it. I froze and my breath caught in my throat. I took a step back, the cold of the tiles beneath my feet matching the cold in my bones. Another step back towards the door. My foot splashed into sticky liquid and I slipped. My head hit something hard as I landed and darkness tinged the edges of my vision. Then he was hovering over me. Leo. I could recognize him, even through my spotted vision and hazed mind. I tried to roll over, but pain bloomed in my head. "Don't!" I managed to gasp as he leant down and grabbed hold of my ankles. I tried to struggle, but everything felt weak. Objects were swimming in and out of my vision. He dragged me into my bedroom, threw me into the closet and pulled out a key. I didn't even know my closet had a key. Then he locked me in. "Stay in there until I deal with her. You'll be safer inside." Did he say I'll be safer? Then the closet door rattled hard. Something was throwing itself at the door. The hinges creaked with each slam. Tears of horror sprang into my eyes. My heart pounded with each juddering thud. Leo was insane. I leant forward, ignoring the crack of pain that burnt through my head. I looked through the slats. Bam. A pair of eyes smashed up against the closet door from the outside, glaring right into mine. Worms wriggled in the soft, squishy, rotten whites and browns within the sockets. I screamed and flung myself back, hitting my already sore and tender head once again. That thing snarled at me. Then I saw Leo leap forward, grab that thing by its hair and yank it back, the same way it had yanked my hair. It snarled, spittle flicking through the slats and landing on my face. The stench that accompanied it flooded my nostrils. It was a mixture of acid and cloying sweetness, overpowering, inescapable. I swiped the slimy spit off frantically, gagging, vomit rising. I heard Leo chant several phrases in a strange language in a sonorous, commanding tone, then fling something at that thing, at that head. Then I saw it. Severed arms creeping up behind him. "Behind you!" I yelled before I could stop myself, before I could wonder if Leo was on my side. Leo turned, leapt free of the arms that grabbed at his ankles. The fight went on for a long time, but those things and Leo were no longer within view from the slats. I sat, still listening to the sounds of a major scuffle, thuds, comma snarls, shrieks, groans, crashing furniture. Then silence, save ragged breathing. Footsteps. I held my breath and shrank into a corner. The closet door swung open. Leo, bloodied, bruised, but with a triumphant look in his eyes. My heart leapt with hope, then skipped a beat in fear. I wasn't sure what Leo was. He seemed to have wanted to keep me safe, but I had no idea what he truly wanted, who he was, if he was good, evil. "She must have loosened the box," he said. "She must have what?" I asked, dazed. "Sasha's mother, she must have loosened the box." "Sasha's mother? Box?" "The landlady. You've met her? She's Sasha's mom." "She's what?" Leo told me the story then, how Sasha had died while they were dating, sacrificed in a ritual by two crazy friends of hers. In the guise of a retreat, her two new friends from work had lured her into an isolated cabin in the woods, killed her. The two friends had eventually died too, before the investigation could be completed. But Sasha had come back, or something had. She came in the nights, haunted Leo. It was then that he suspected Sasha, or the thing that she had become, had killed the murdering friends. Sasha's mother and him had worked together to trap Sasha. They had consulted some powerful shamans. The shaman's custom made him a box meant to trap the entity that Sasha had become. "Ah, shamans," I mumbled, remembering my list of potential people to call. Monks, priests, witches. Why hadn't I thought of shamans? Not like I could have afforded them anyway. They couldn't kill her straight out, she was too powerful. But she could be trapped within the box, sealed from the world. There, she would eventually weaken and die. But it seemed Sasha's mother couldn't bear it. Couldn't bear the thought of her daughter withering away in the box. He believed she had loosened it just a little. How, Leo didn't say. He didn't know. She had loosened it enough for Sasha to feed. On unsuspecting new tenants. On me. Where's Sasha now? Back in the box. Under the bed. Under the fucking bed. She had been there the entire time. Her body. That thing. I had been sleeping right above that twisted demonic thing. I didn't let things slide. I confronted the landlady the next morning. About her lies. About how she tried to frame Leo. tried to make me avoid him by painting him out to be a possible murderer for trying to sacrifice me as food for her dead daughter monster. And that is how I now live rent-free in an apartment in the heart of the city. The images stopped. No more visions of blood, limbs, eyes full of worms. I have a free apartment to live in. All I have to pay is utilities. That's the deal I struck with the landlady. The box is kept safely sealed now. All I have to put up with are the sounds of scratching that come from beneath my bed. Late in the quiet of the night, I can hear them. When I lie awake at night, I sometimes think I feel worms crawling in my eyes. And at times, if I hold my breath, I can hear hers. But hey, beggars can't be choosers.